Today, the 26th of September, we are celebrating a European Day of Languages. The first European Day of Languages was held in 2001 as a part of European Year of Languages, when hundreds of events were organized, reaching millions of people in 45 countries. Since around 2001, the European Council speaks about the importance of giving citizens the chance of learning two languages in addition to their mother tongue from the early age. Not one anymore, but we speak about two languages. Phil Bennion is my guest, is a member of European Parliament from Great Britain. Phil, what do you think about the initiatives promoting the study of languages? Should we encourage learning multiple foreign languages, or should we settle for one language as a European international standard? What do you think?
I still think that it's useful and will continue, I think, for the foreseeable future to be useful to learn languages, even for British people, because English is probably the most broadly spoken second language across the world. Even for English people, I think, and British people, I think it's very useful to learn another language. For us, it would probably be most useful to learn something like Spanish, which is spoken across a huge part of the world. But I don't decry the value of minority languages. We have minority languages in the United Kingdom, such as Welsh. And these languages are really an inimical part of the cultural diversity of even the United Kingdom, not alone Europe. So yes, I think languages have a continued value in the learning system.
So knowing and having English as a mother tongue language, this is very privileged position working in European Parliament. More than 90% of documents is in English. This is the first language from which we can we translate to the other languages all documents. So, but also you have a chance to listen us, let's say Polish English, German English, Spanish English, French English. What do you think about our knowledge? Is it better we know the language, or worse, more people know the English, or less? How do you feel, and how do you notice this situation? Well, especially in the European Parliament.
Yeah, well, in the European Parliament, it's become quite clear to me that the lingua franca, if you like, of the European Parliament is English. You hear in the lift sometimes even two German people speaking to each other, and there is a sort of natural default situation now that people speak English to each other. And so I think it is a disadvantage for those minority of members who do not speak English, and it must be quite a difficulty for them. I mean, from my personal position, I don't speak other languages, and it has probably made me lazy in terms of learning another language. But I think that I think it's inevitable that English now will, because is becoming a sort of world language in essence, and I think this has been driven by the internet. And it's also been driven by labour mobility, particularly as a lot of people have moved to Britain for jobs. But the internet, I think, is the main driver. I mean, the United States speaks English, and English is the second language in big countries, or the common language in big countries like India.
I know also that you travel a lot around Europe.
Yes.
Do you notice some country where it's very difficult to find on the street person who is speaking English, or do you notice the country where it's very easy to find someone who knows the language, and you can communicate very, very easily?
Yes, it's there is a clear differential. I think in Spain it's less English. I think it's largely because it's also the other global language. In France, it used to be difficult. It's getting better. I think that you can find people who speak English more in France now than you could, but still it's behind. In the Netherlands, virtually everybody speaks English. I think even the Dutch speakers in Belgium speak English, and also Scandinavia, Germany, and increasingly in the new member states. Your own from Poland, the Czech Republic, from Romania and Bulgaria, from Slovakia, Slovenia. English is spoken by the vast majority, I think, now, certainly of people who have gone through the full education system.
So I have to tell you that also I would like to improve our skills, especially in my region, Poland region, our skills of knowing the languages, especially knowing the English, because I started to learn your language having 34, 36 years. So that was very difficult for me to start this. But also I know the people who has 60, 70, and they started to learn because of communication with their grandchildren who are living abroad. So this is really amazing. And under our program, we call it has very funny name. Please show me your tongue. Not show the tongue, but show what kind of languages do you know. We have some part for which we are addressing to the students. David is winner of the competition among students for whom we organized this competition. Please tell me about your experience of this competition, and also how do you plan your career knowing this language? What do you think is very useful for you to find a job or to think about the job, having this knowledge?
Well, the first thing is that the competition was, of course, very stressful, also because the prize was pretty big for someone like me, because the possibility to watch the professional translators, the best of the best, work here in the European Parliament, it is a great opportunity to me to also get to know these people, talk to them, how they develop their careers, how they have developed as translators and interpreters, and maybe it will allow me to develop my own career and choose my path to be one of these best translators that work in such institutions.
Yes, I know that was a lot of stressful moments for you, for your colleagues under this competition. But also, I have to tell you that also for me, is it very stressful to organize this kind of competition, because I know that my language, my English, is not the best one, and many terms and expressions used in European legislation are, according to traditional definitions, used incorrectly. There are some examples like actor or agent. Do you also find the European English funny or incorrect? And do you think that European institutions should be requested to use proper English, or should be considered a natural and necessary evolution of language?
Well, I think this is a question that should be directed towards the native speaker of the language. However, I believe that among the European institutions, a particular vernacular of English language has developed, and it is intelligible between these institutions. However, it still remains a question if it should be adapted to the rules of proper English, so it can be better understood by people outside of these institutions.
Do you want me to comment? Yes.
Yeah, well,
I think so. I actually entirely agree with what you've just proposed, and but I would say that language always evolves. So the correct use of English changes each time the definitive dictionaries are published. So it's an evolving language. Some of our most innovative language in the English languages come from what we call strine, which is the Australian equivalent of the English language. So it is a creative and moving phenomenon, language, and you can't really say that this is what everything means. Because the meanings do change over time.
So do you think that we can improve, we can change, we can find some kind of instrument to improve the language and to improve our understanding among us and also among our society, different societies?
Well, I think initiatives such as these are very good because young people get the incentive to learn because they see that there is a future in this, that you can have a career from knowing a language, either a particular language very good or multiple languages. I think, yes, I think we can develop as a multilingual society, especially in Poland.
What will you do in your country to encourage young people and also adults to know different languages?
Yes, it is very, very difficult sometimes to encourage British young people who see the rest of the world speaking English, that there is a value in learning another language. We do try, and I think we're probably improving very, very slowly. And as I say, there are some languages particularly which are useful for British people to know. And we're actually seeing now some British people learning Polish, largely because there is a large Polish community in Britain. And particularly in certain areas of the country, some people are taking to learning Polish because a lot of their friends are Polish and it helps them interact with them.
So next time we will move to your country to establish our Please Show Your Tongue program in your country for British people, British society. And now I would like to encourage you, all of you, to learn different languages. This is really open door for the world. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.